In 2019, the government ramped up efforts to tackle illegal migration with the creation of the Illegal Migration Strategy Board and the Clandestine Threat Board. A year later, they launched the Clandestine Threat Command to work alongside the Clandestine Investigations Brigade and the Clandestine Operational Response Team. Leading the charge was Dan O'Mahony, who took on the role of Clandestine Channel Threat Commander. Here he is telling MPs how well the operation is going.
But also, the big phenomenon this year is this has changed from what was almost exclusively an asylum problem to what is 50-50 an asylum problem and an illegal migration problem.
In April 2022, Boris Johnson announced a bold move, establishing a joint interagency task force, handing operational command to the Navy.
From today, the Royal Navy will take over operational command from Border Force in the Channel, taking primacy for our operational response, with the aim that no boat makes it to the UK. Undetected.
The Navy called this operation Isotrope. It would be led by Commodore John Craig and Lieutenant General Ian Cave, Commander Standing Joint Command.
My name is Commodore John Craig. I'm the commander of the Joint Interagency Task Force based in Folkestone, who've been tasked with Operation Isotrope, which is the government's initiative to cut down on illegal cross-channel migration by migrants in small boats.
The Navy had already made it known that it would not be involved in turning boats back.
The Ministry of Defence Press Office. February 2022. The Royal Navy and the Royal Marines will not be using pushback tactics in the English Channel.
And in August, the Navy informed the government it would step back entirely from its role in January 2023. In December 2022, the new Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, made a positive out of this setback by announcing the return of the leadership to a new small boats operational command in the Home Office.
Our policing of the Channel has been too fragmented, with different people doing different things, being pulled in different directions. So we will establish a new, permanent, unified Small Boats Operational Command.
Appointing Major General Duncan Capps, former head of Sandhurst's Army Training College, as the new Clandestine Channel Threat Commander, replacing Dan O'Mahony. In April 2023, the Home Office made further strategic moves, creating a new job of Director General of Strategic Operations and appointing Lieutenant General Stuart Skeets. Duncan Capps moved from his role of Clandestine Channel Threat Commander to Senior Director of Small Boats Operational Command, with a bolstered team of 700 and a doubling of the funding to £74 million for Project Inviga, also known as the Organised Immigration Crime Task Force, which is a critical operation combining the expertise of the National Crime Agency, Home Office Intelligence, and Policing in a coordinated fight against illegal migration. As the new Labour government came in, following Keir Starmer's announcement,
we will set up a new command with new powers, new resources, and a new way of doing things. So the border protection becomes an elite force. Border Security Command. To do all that, Border Security Command will bring together hundreds of specialist investigators, the best of the best, from the National Crime Agency, the Border Force, Immigration Enforcement, the Crown Prosecution Service, and yes, MI5.
Yvette Cooper established the Border Security Command, and she seems to have sacked Duncan Capps, the Clandestine Channel Threat Commander. At the same time, Stuart Skeets announced his resignation as Director General of Strategic Operations. Labour's first choice for the job of Border Security Commander had been Anil Kanti, Neil Basu, who was the head of counter-terrorism policing. But he surprised commentators by refusing the job. They have just announced the appointment of Martin Hewitt to head up Labour's new Border Security Command.
New Border Security Commander appointed as Prime Minister's European reset continues in Italy.
We'll give regular updates on Martin's career prospects. We have mentioned one of his predecessors a couple of times and, in conclusion, here is a glimpse at his recent career. This is Dan O'Mahony. As we'll see, he has been around a bit and seems to have been bumped from job to job in the Home Office asylum bureaucracy. At this committee hearing, he was playing at being the clandestine channel threat commander. He came from being, for 18 months, the director of the Joint Maritime Security Centre, where, we are told, he was responsible for bringing together 15 agencies involved in maritime security to provide intelligence, data, and situational awareness in UK waters and across the globe. Prior to that, he was, for a year, Deputy Director of Security Standards and Tasking for the National Crime Agency. He certainly moved around, as for 18 months before that, he was Deputy Director Border Crime Command Heathrow, and for 18 months before that, his job title was Chief of Staff at the Border Force. And, after wearing that swanky uniform for a couple of years, doing his clandestine boat stuff, he became the Director of International Organised Immigration Crime and Head of Innovation for 6 months. And, for 9 months, until March 2024, the Director of Strategic Operations at the Illegal Migration Operations Command. He now works for the Post Office. Insert your own joke.